All right, here's a little video posted in response to a comment on my Mark 1 and Mark 2 disassembly video, but hopefully this is helpful to other people, where if you go to disassemble it, and normally the first step is you dry fire, but if you didn't dry fire it and you begin to disassemble it, like I'm doing here, you'll get to this stage and then you're stuck. This bolt only comes back, about less than half what it normally does. The mainspring housing won't come back out, won't go back in, and you're stuck. So what I found is there's a couple things. If you're pretty strong, you can squeeze in the mainspring housing and it'll actually catch and close itself back up and you're fine. But that's also if the gun is, if there's not, if not all crusty and there's not many burrs on it, you might have a really, really hard time doing that, or it might be impossible. So what you can also do is you're gonna have to release the hammer. But since the mainspring housing isn't in the proper position, the hammer won't release like it normally should. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, if the safety's on, take the safety off, pull the trigger. It just does that little clunk. It didn't sound like much, but it's released the sear inside of there. And so we have to push the mainspring housing back into position to release the hammer. And now it's released. And the mainspring housing can come out just like normal. And then you can continue disassembling it as you normally would. All right. Hopefully this is helpful to people that have made that mistake of not dry firing it, or just, started pulling it apart. The first couple times I pulled one of these apart, I just randomly started yanking on stuff and they would get jammed up and it was a huge pain in the butt. But after, 10 minutes of struggling or 15 minutes of struggling, I'd get it apart and then I would forget how to do it. But hopefully this is helpful for some people, and thank you.